and welcome back to Model Kit Stuff, and in this video we're going to have a first impressions look at the ICM 124 scale Model T 1930 Speedster kit and some people to go with it. So as you can see, I've not actually opened this yet. We have a bag full of bits, some instructions. Right, glossy cover. We've got on the front a little bit of history, and then we've got shout outs for the colour references using Revell and Tamiya paints. And there's quite a few colours shouted out, although I'm not sure that when I build it, will do it in the green. 2 pages are referring to the sprues and what's in the box. So you can see there's a number of items here that are pinked out. And those are common parts that aren't used in this particular kit. So ICM have quite a range of Ford Model T kits out. So they're just building on that and adding some different parts to make this Roadster, which I think looks really interesting. Let's take a closer look at what the kit instructions. So there's 55 steps in all, and we're starting off with construction of the engine block. And then we've got the radiator in there and building up the front axles, all going into a single piece floor pan by the looks of it. We'll have a look at the parts in a moment. So some of the detail isn't moulded in, which is nice. Means we can weather these things before we attach them in. And then it's showing making up the wheels. So it looks like a wheel frame and separate tyre. What I like about the instructions is they're nice and clear. So they've broken the steps down so you can see logically what we're going to do. And as you can see, they're calling out the paint colours as it's built up, which again is something I like. Then on the back page we have a full colour painting guide. Again, I'm not sure I'm going to do the greens. If you wanted to do an authentic Model T Roadster, you'd have to do some research on what colours were available. I may be tempted to do a sort of a black and red, if that's possible. We'll have a look. But yeah, what is interesting is it's got white tyres. Now tyres of that period weren't the black tyres that we're familiar with today. They were a sort of a very pale grey colour. But we'll have a look in the kit and see what that looks like. What I do like is this windscreen. Looks like some form of shaving mirror, but it's rather cool, that, I think. So the first big sprue out of the box has got the floor pan, which you can see has got the Ford logo on there. It's got some nice tread plate patterning. Engine block is finely detailed. The bonnet or hood, depending on your country, has got all the hinges depicted quite nicely. And then we've got some fine detail for the steering wheel there and the radiator fan belts and so on. Let's have a look on the other side. Yeah, radiator is textured on the one side there. I'm guessing that's the inside facing radiator. Next sprue out of the box has the another part of the floor pan, sort of the top section if you like. We've got that, which I think is the fuel tank sides, which have the Ford logo on there. Steering column, some form of storage or toolbox. There's your dashboard front. And then these are parts for the seats. So the seats, in the light you can see the texture in there. And if I flip her over, you can see the inside of the of the seats. So the next sprue has the other part of the radiator, the forward facing part, with the Ford logos on there. They don't want you to misunderstand that it's a Ford. These are the lamps. Some of the levers. And I'm going to guess that that is the windshield for the Model T version that's not the Roadster. So I think that will be a spare. These are the wheels. So they're very nicely rendered actually. So it's a single spoked wheel that pops inside a tyre. We'll have a look at those in a sec. So there's a bag that has 4, 5, 6 rubber tyres in it. So as you can see, the kit part will just pop inside. I think they're a bit too pale, so they will need painting. And they have quite a heavy seam down one edge. Don't know if you can see that. So I always think cleaning up vinyl parts is quite tricky. Well, that's the tyres for you. No real tread on them. Let's just check another one in case one's a spare or something. No, I don't believe there's any tread on them, but that may well be correct. Next to the clear parts, some of these will be used in the lamps and lanterns, but most of these I think will not be used. Certainly the windscreens and bits and pieces won't be used, but they're very, very nice. Very crystal clear those are. No blemishes or scratches. They come in their own separate bag. Out of the box is the transparency for the shaving mirror windscreen, which is, yeah, I think that's a really cool feature of the car, to be honest. But being sold separately is these two figures, which are clearly designed to go with the model kit we've just looked at. They're the correct scale. What I like about this is it's a female driver. I think that's quite a nice touch, and they're in period clothes. So let's have a look at what's inside that box. So inside the box we've got a single fret of parts to make up the two figures, and a small set of instructions. In the car kit, we've got a shout out here for Revell and Tamiya for the suggested colour schemes, and the kit is called American Sports Car Drivers 1910s. So whether we're going to see other cars in this scale from that period, be interesting to see. Back we have 2 colour sketches, I think we'd call those, which shout out the various different colours. Again, obviously you can clearly go for a colour selection of your own choice. I'm not sure on the pink and white myself. I might do something a little bit different, but yeah. So here we have the single sprue. We'll have a look at the lady first. So this is really nice detail. Look at that scarf and the hat there, the face. Some nice texturing on the gloves. If we flip that over, yeah, and then we have the tall fastening shoes, boots I guess. I'm guessing they're parts of the dress or the scarf maybe. And then we have the male figure who's wearing gloves. Boots are nicely rendered. There's no flash. And some nice detail in his jacket. He's wearing a shirt and a tie. And if we'll have a look a bit closer, we've got his deerstalker hat. Some nice detail on the face there. And a pair of goggles. That's what's inside the box. First impression is that the parts are all very nicely pressed. There's no issues with significant flash or injector pin marks or sink. I think it's going to build up into quite a nice looking unusual kit. I don't have very many car kits. In fact, outside of a planned diorama, this is one of only 2 car kits in my stash. And when I do build a car, it's got to be something that's a little bit special and stands out to me, which is why I picked this one. I'm not sure of the colour scheme. Some people will love it. It's not quite for me. But if you've not built an ICM kit before, they usually go together very, very well. I wouldn't expect any issues with the fit. So yeah, looks like a very nice kit. Figures that go with it, they look lovely, and I think when they're put in the vehicle, it's going to really raise it up a level and will look quite interesting. It'd be nice on a little diorama base of a country road or something. I think it's a little disappointing that we don't get the figures in with the kit and that you have to buy them separately. But I guess some people would prefer a cheaper model if they don't want to have the figures in it. So I get why they do it to a point, I think. But yeah, all in all, really happy that we've got these kits out. They're a bit unusual, they're slightly different, and I think will look quite nice when it's done. So that's my first impressions. Thanks for looking at the video, and hopefully we'll see you all again soon. Take care.